You just contact the mayor's office. He has a special signal that shines in the sky. It's in the shape of a giant cock.
Love this song. Hello, Radio Network's last call. Thanks for checking out the show. 10:08. Phone lines are open, by the way. 253-617-1440, Marcy. And thanks for being a part of the show. Trojo in studio. Dez is... I won't tell you what that looked like. Dez is running the social media and has a microphone. Hello, Dez.
Hello.
Do you have a word of the night for us tonight? We haven't had a word of the night in forever.
I don't, but I can do one.
Why don't you come up with a word of the night?
Okay. Give me
We'll give it now. Yeah, as soon as you get it, we'll get it, and then later in the show we'll announce it. And if somebody
I think
calls
the word
it,
of the night be Dawn Dawes.
No, will not be. It's Dawn Marie. Ass clown. All right, and then Dawn Marie in studio. Hello, Dawn.
Hello.
No word from St. Paul. I think he's probably called it a night. He's never really man enough to handle the last call.
No.
I am still a loose cannon, right?
I think you're a loose cannon.
Thank you. God, that's all that matters. I wish he'd shut his fucking mouth. Hey, by the way, because it's the last hour of the show, you can swear as much as you want to.
All right, let's just
Think
go.
of what?
Let's just give a round table swearing and let's get it out our system.
All right.
Okay,
swear.
I have one.
Go ahead. Say a bad word first, Des.
oh,
Swear.
fuck.
Just swear. Just swear.
Fuck.
Thank you. Tro?
Ooh, I almost said it too.
I was going to say I had a word. That's
Go
what
ahead.
I meant.
Say a swear word. Go ahead. Just
No.
get it out of the way so we're done. Go ahead.
Get it out of the way.
Get out of the way.
Wesley Weaver. Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay. Strip.
That's a swear word for
Strip.
me.
Say a swear word in the microphone. Get it out of the way. Strip. Go ahead. He said bullshit. All right. Dawn?
I was just going to repeat one that somebody posted on my Facebook today.
What's that?
Describing my favorite NASCAR driver I love to hate, an ass goblin.
Who is that geared to? Who's your favorite driver you love to hate?
I am not a Bush fan.
No? I love
No.
Bush.
Kyle Bush?
Not the driver.
Oh, my God. My dad
Neither
loves Kyle
Bush.
Bush.
Neither Bush.
I'm gonna give my favorite swear word, the one I never say on this show. I don't know. I can probably count on one hand the number of times I've said this in the 4th hour during the last 5 years of this show.
I'm
Don't
going to
make me
guess
backhand
bitch.
you.
Cunt.
Hate
All right.
that word.
The best swear word ever.
Hate.
I
All
was
right.
actually going to say that. I was going to be like, cunt, bitch,
Hate
motherfucker, shut
that word.
All right. So we had a conversation earlier tonight.
Wait. I have a word, though.
Oh, okay. So here's
It's
how this
not-
works.
It's not a sexual word, though, but it is.
Here's how this works. We're going to give you a word of the night, and then before the end of tonight's show, we're going to say to call in for the word of the night. The first person to call in with the word of the night is going to get a prize. I will actually I'll figure out a prize for you. We'll talk about it when you call in to claim your prize. I'm not going to put a lot of thought into it now because most of you people are lame on our contests. But we'll do that anyway. So now we'll give it. Later we'll ask for it. Intern Des, what is the word of the night?
All right. Just 1 second. Let me type it up so everybody knows to
I thought
look.
you said you just
in
had it.
case.
Thought
No,
you
I
said
have
it.
the word. I'm typing it up on
Mhm.
Facebook
Mhm.
so that people can listen.
Mm-hmm.
Listen now
Okay.
for the word of the night on the Outlaw.
We'll give it
Excuse
now,
me,
and we'll
the
update it again at
last
10:30 just to
All
give it
right.
out again. Then we'll
It's
do it
the
at
last
10
Deep
word.
fave.
What is it?
Deep fave. It's one
Deep
word.
fave?
Yes. It's
DEEPFAV?
Yes.
Mhm.
E. F-A-V-E.
FAV. Okay, what is a deep fave?
When you're stalking someone on Facebook or Twitter and accidentally like a post of theirs from 2 years back, revealing how deep you have dug into their past.
Wow. You know my daughter's mom, the one that's not speaking to me anymore?
Does that?
She deep faves me every once in a while. Hold on.
like-
This is the God's honest truth. I think I talked about this in the show before, but it's been a long time. So I made a comment on my Facebook page one day, and I if you're friends on my Facebook page, my page is really funny because I'm a funny guy. You should see me naked. But I made a comment on my
Wow.
Facebook page, and all the comment said was, "Wait, nobody told me they canceled Punky Brewster." That's what I said. This is like earlier this year. I'm just being funny, right? Nobody told me that they canceled Punky Brewster. She liked it. My daughter's mom, who won't respond to my text messages or my phone calls or my emails and won't let me see my daughter, is stalking my Facebook page and liked that post. I just thought that was funny.
She's going to love it when you find out they canceled Blossom, too.
What? Anyway. So anyway, I have a theory, by the way. When your ex is still stalking your page years after the fact, they still love you, don't they?
There's still something.
There's still something
Curious.
there.
Curiosity killing the cat.
There's still something there. She wants to ride Space Mountain one more time. All right. So we talked about this before earlier in the show, and I don't remember how it came up, but the conversation is the rules about relationships and the rules about women. So I'm going to explain to you. I want you to take notes, ladies. I want you to figure out that I understand you. I know how the female psyche works. Okay?
I can't wait to hear this line of crap.
I will also say that there are exceptions to every rule. So don't call and say, you're calling me this. I'm not calling you anything. You might be the exception. But 99.9% of the women are not the exception. They are the rule. So let me explain about women. Troy, you ready for this?
I'm listening with intent.
Can you zoom in on Dawn's face for this conversation? Because I think her head's going to explode. Okay, here we go. All women are whores. Every single one of you are whores. Now, let me explain why before she stabs me in the neck with a pencil.
You know you are sitting pretty close.
I know I am. The issue with women is this. Women will give it up. Okay? They have no line in the sand rules. They have no moral obligations. They have nothing. Women, I don't do first dates unless he has a really nice car and he's wearing a suit and he smells good. Women will change their paradigm if the man meets specific requirements. Now, a whore, most people think of a whore as like somebody who does sex for money. And I'm not saying that most women exchange money for sex. There are some that do that. In fact, I dated one for a while. But the point is that women will give it up for whatever's on the list. And the list doesn't have to be some grandiose thing, right? It can be the guy has to have a decent job, he's got to have a car, he's got to live on his own, he's got to be a responsible guy. Some of these rules aren't even bad. But women use sex as leverage to get what they want because women are whores. Do you disagree with me so far?
I disagree with the terminology.
Okay, so take the word out of it.
Terminology.
But do you agree with
But
the theory?
I would agree with that.
Okay, that women use
agree.
sex as leverage to get what they want.
There's a lot of them that do.
Women use sex.
And then there's those of us that put our foot down and get exactly what we want without using sex as a tool.
But you understand that it's always a tool. For
Can be.
For example, your last
can
long-term
be,
relationship.
but that shows the depth of the women that you're dating.
Right, your last long-term relationship.
Don't remind me.
You guys had a fight. How many times were you like, I'm not having sex because we had a fight and I'm pissed and I'm mad. We're not going to have sex.
I've never used sex as a tool, though.
Never?
A weapon, nope.
Then you may be the exception to the rule.
No, and I think there is actually a lot of women like me.
Oh, no,
I think
no.
that- no, I really
I
do
have
think
to be
so.
in the mood.
Nope.
I have to feel like it.
Nope.
I'm angry. You
Nope.
don't touch me.
Nope, I have never had a fight. Not even, I was married 18 years. Never had a fight where I would withhold sex because I was pissed at him.
Never.
No.
No, then you're the exception to the rule.
No, but I have conversations with women regularly, and
Yeah.
I don't believe that. However, I do have friends and know people that I have had conversations with that will use sex to get what they want.
Exactly.
And
Does Marcy do that?
you know what? Let's
She's
leave
your
Marcy
friend.
out of this.
She's
Marcy
your
is
friend.
my friend. No, Marcy is. She's a really good person. So
I'm
no,
just teasing Marcy.
With
Thanks for
that,
listening to the show.
she's gonna send me a nasty text here in a second.
I'm sure she is.
No, there are a variety of women, and it's just not. If you're mad at somebody, you probably are not gonna want that physical closeness, but you don't. Me personally would never stand there and look at you and go, okay, I'm not doing that thing you like in the bed because you're a dick because you won't clean the garage,
Yeah.
or we've had a fight or something, or you bounced a check.
Most
That's
women
not-
do that.
There are a lot of women that do that.
So you realize that women are really immoral beings, right? Women,
We're all
women,
immoral beings.
Women,
it's not
but
just women.
women are worse than men, though.
Now,
Women-
women are worse than men when
Yes.
it comes to a lot of things.
to a lot of
will-
things, yes.
Yes,
but
I will
not-
give it up. But there
For
are
Completely.
example, let me give you an example. Guy and a girl are dating. Okay, let's say the woman is just a total, complete control freak. Okay, over the edge control freak, telling him who he can talk to, what he can do, bitching, screaming, everything. The guy's gonna get sick of that and bolt, right? Okay, guy's not gonna try to change her. I'm like, fuck this, I'm out of here. I'm not gonna cope with this. Okay, woman gets with a guy that beats on her, and the woman will rationalize to herself that she can change him and she'll stay in the relationship. Women have everything with a woman is flexible. Everything with a woman is adjustable.
It's
everything
the
with a woman
flaws
is
in our creation.
is pending. The women will ebb and flow with the time. You'd be amazed the number of women that I've met when I've been DJing in bars that are waiting until they get married to have sex, and a week later they're getting banged in the parking lot by some Navy guy.
Bang, 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 bang.
Bam, bam, bam.
Think about what you preference that with. When I work in bars,
But I'm just saying, women are
love
never
this
constant. Women are never constant. Men are constant. I mean, you can say that it's good constant or bad constant, but men are constant.
But that's what makes everybody different, and it's the makeup. It's the makeup and the way we are. It's the makeup. It is. Some women do things based on how they're raised. Okay, some women just have no moral gravity whatsoever.
Most women have no moral gravity.
No,
yeah.
I can't say that most women, because we're just all different in different ways in the way we handle ourselves and do things, in how you're raised. I have friends that are absolutely appalled by the fact that I believe in this. Okay, so I don't get offended when you say, "Go in the kitchen and make me a sandwich."
That's right.
Okay,
Sandwich.
but I know people that would be offended by that, and here's why. I believe that in a relationship that the man is the leader. We walk together.
Amen.
But I like a man who, I believe in a very traditional system of life in a sense. I wanted to be, I was married for a very long time, and when I married my husband, I planned on being married forever. And he's a very hard worker, and I appreciate that in a man. I appreciate a strong provider. Someone who takes care of their family is a strong protector. And I also believe that when he's off working hard, if I have the opportunity and I'm able to stay home and take care of things, that it's my job to help take care of the house, make sure there's a nice hot meal on the table for him when he gets home. That's the kind of life that I actually like. Is my life currently like that in my current situation? I would have to say not completely, but it is something that I believe in. And I think that there are different extremes. I have friends that are completely appalled by that, because if I look at you and you work hard all week and you say to me, would you go in the kitchen and make me a sandwich? I'm not going to get upset by that. It's me. I believe in taking care of my man who takes care of me.
But
Now-
you do realize, though, that most women are uber materialistic.
There are a lot of women
in
who are
what
very
they- in what they want.
materialistic.
So they'll put up with a guy who's a bad communicator, and they'll put up with a guy who's not that bright, and they'll put up with a guy who doesn't really treat them in all the ways that they think they deserve to be treated. But if he's got a good paycheck coming in, if he's able to provide the nice house and cover all the bills and spoil her and let her stay at home or whatever
But
those things are,
that's-
women will compromise on the other stuff. Like, money is that important.
There
I'd
are
rather
some
date a
people
broad
that
who's
believe in
broke.
that.
I would rather date a broad who's broke, but I have the right connection with, than a broad who's got a great education, but she's kind of a bitch.
I would rather. I just want somebody that I gel with, somebody that I meld with, and then if I am lucky enough to have somebody, like I said, my life situation is way different now. I'm in a different type of relationship now. The structure of our
really? Tell us about
relationship
that.
is different. It is not a situation where he is the sole provider in the house. Now I own a business, and I am making my own living, and there are things You know, when we started, yeah, he probably took care of me a little bit more given the situation that we were in. But life is a little bit different. And now I'm at a point where I kind of expect him when he comes home, because I feel like we're both working equally as hard, to participate in some of that stuff. Now, I am the least materialistic person when it comes to a lot of things. I am just not. There are things that I'm supposed to be impressed by that I am not impressed by. I would rather be freaking broke, not have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of, but happy in every aspect, which goes back to what we were talking about earlier. You were talking about, we were talking, somehow it came up about, you know, women not taking the time in the bedroom and, you know, not making the effort to satisfy their man. When I said earlier that there are things that men should do in a relationship to nurture what happens, to make what happens in the bedroom better, there are things you nurture. And that doesn't mean buying me diamonds. That doesn't mean bringing me flowers every day, taking me to fancy dinners or anything else. I am like the cheapest date ever. I'm happy if you take me to Five Guys, buy me a Dr. Pepper. That's my idea of a good night.
Did you say you wanted Five Guys? What?
Five
I'm
Guys
sorry,
burgers.
just kidding. All right.
But anyways, when I was talking about that nurturing outside of the bedroom to get better in the bedroom, there are little things you do. You might walk up and tell her how pretty she looks one day, or you might come up and whisper in her ear, or for no reason whatsoever, you're sitting there and you just grab her feet and start rubbing her feet. Those are things for me that I take into consideration.
You do those
You're
for him?
making me-
Do you do this for him?
Yeah, I would
Do you?
totally. I
Really?
do.
Really?
I do.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
I actually do.
Okay.
I do.
Because I think most women are raised
we
with
lose touch of that, though.
I
I think
I
as
think-
relationships go on.
I think most women are raised with a princess complex. Women have been raised from the beginning to the time that they came out of the womb, when they heard every story and they learned everything, that they were a princess and they were special.
That's
and
Disney's fault.
And their Prince Charming was going to come and whisk them away and give them everything they've ever wanted to make their life complete. And the problem is, I think women actually believe that they're going to find that from a man. That they're going to find a man who's going to do everything that needs to be done, whisk them away, save them from everything, make their life complete. Guess what, stupid broads? A man cannot make you complete. It just doesn't happen. And if you want the right guy, you better be complete when you meet him.
But I agree with you on that. And
See,
we
she
can-
said it. You said women
I-
always agree.
Oh,
Always
shut
agree.
up.
Always.
I don't agree with everything that he says.
You
But
agree
now
that you
I will
agree that most
say-
women are
I will
whores. You just
say-
didn't like the word.
I will say that, I mean, you think about what we choose to show our children as children. We show them Disney movies where princesses are whisked off, you know, in glass slippers and,
Sure.
you know, horse-drawn carriages and crap like that. And real life is not really like that. Great,
No.
it's a fairy tale. And we don't teach them to distinguish between the fairy tale and what real life is. We don't show them. We're such a society that's afraid to show what a good nurturing relationship is. And I'm going to go back to my marriage. I was married 18 years, okay? My marriage started out very good. I was married to a guy who was super, super smart, a very hard worker. He had Southern values. He was what I was looking for. As somebody, I have no problem showing my kids when there's good, loving relationships. Now, as our marriage went on, things changed. I was not a perfect wife. He is not a perfect husband. And those things that I was saying you have to nurture to have certain things in the bedroom or whatever, none of that in any way, shape, or form on either side of that is being met. So my daughters are sitting back watching at this point a man who I believe in my mind kind of felt spite towards me. It was he was not nice, and he was very dominating, and I'm smarter than you. And this is my version, and there's two sides to every story. But to me, when other people can see that, including your children, the reason that I left was because I felt the need to teach my daughters that they deserve better in a relationship. That's their dad. It's hard to say, we all want to marry somebody like our dad, and that's what I did. I kind of married somebody like my dad in a sense, but not somebody who should ever demean me in any way, shape, or form, or constantly make me feel like I am not smart enough. And I don't want my daughters to see that. In the same token, I'm in a relationship now where they can see a good, loving, nurturing relationship, 50-50. It's a completely different situation. And times are changing. but it's how we raise our kids, and we raise them and our daughters with these fairy tales, but then we raise our boys not respectful enough of women. My son, I love my son to death. He's a prime example. He's just like his dad, and I watch him talk to women and people, including myself. He's a great kid. He's super smart, but he's right. He doesn't care who you are.
Right.
So I know he's not listening, and that's why I'm okay with telling the story. But I worry because I am trying to show him you have to be a good, nurturing person. So that's where we've taken families out of church and said that it's okay, religion, and not to have faith. It's, we acknowledge, being agnostic and atheism and whatnot. And there's certain things that we've taken out to not show a good, developed relationship. So,
but
I think there's more to you than some of the chauvinistic shit I see from you all the time. And that's how it comes off.
It's doubtful.
No. That's how it comes off sometimes. But I think, knowing what I know about you, the type of person that you are, I could tell that you're the type of person who actually places a value in a relationship that they're in. And based on conversations that we've had, know that there are certain things that are probably not the way you actually come off sometimes. So that's why I don't take offense to what you say.
Yeah. You mentioned earlier that men need to learn to treat women with respect. Doesn't that begin with women learning to act with self-respect?
Exactly.
In the sense
it's a two-way
that
street.
I am amazed at the stuff I see you idiot women wearing on the ferry in downtown Seattle at the karaoke bar. And I'm talking girls on field trips on the Seattle ferry going to Seattle wearing stuff I wouldn't think a 21-year-old stripper should wear.
You would be surprised. My girlfriend's son goes to school right here up the street, Pine Ridge.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
He goes to school right. He's 4 years old. You'd be surprised and shocked some of the stuff and some of the things we see some parents wearing to an elementary and kindergarten school. I'm sitting there looking at it like, really?
See, I have
put some clothes on.
I have the Outlaw Radio Network jersey that we made with our with the logo, and the logo has two guns. I won't wear that anywhere I think the kids might be, because I'm going to be respectful of the place I'm going. There are women going to school to pick up or drop off their kids wearing midriffs.
I mean, it's just ridiculous.
Wearing midriffs and cleavage. And by the way, let me ask
Daisy Dukes with your booties hanging out.
Let me ask another fucking
Seriously.
question. And this is not related to anything, but I thought about it earlier today, and I don't get it. I don't understand it. Why do women get a big fucking tattoo right on the side of their tit? And then they wear these low cut things that show like half of it. What's the fucking point? Anyway, women.
It's against the law to show the whole tit.
I think we are such a society of body image that, and we're starting to teach our daughters this. I'm seeing this. There's a lot that I have to talk to about my daughter. When I see my daughters and stuff, we are a society that bases so much on body image that we're not thinking of the whole less is more. I mean, my daughter, I love my daughter to death. She's the one that's graduating, but she loves Miley Cyrus. Absolutely. She saw a magazine in the store the other day and flipped a brick. Now, when I look at Miley Cyrus, I see somebody who
you saw somebody go from Hannah Montana to what the hell she is now.
Exactly, but I don't expect any celebrity.
But
to
that
take
was your
on,
influence on your daughter.
I don't expect anybody to take on the role of role model, because that's not what they're setting out to do, to be role models or anything else. But to see that's this thing that we're blowing up as being glamorous, and this is what people see. Nobody lives by the more is less the philosophy anymore.
Amazing you mentioned Miley Ray Cyrus as an example, because again we've been sitting here talking about your daughter graduation, my niece graduating. Look, it's no secret, we've talked about it. My brother is an ordained minister, has been since he was 12 years old. We ran up and down the road. I even though I don't quote a lot of Bible scriptures, I promise you I can go up, down, side, inside out, and all around the world, and I can go back and forth with somebody quoting Bible scriptures. Trust me. We could get into religious talk, but what's funny is my niece has grown up in this environment. Great relationships, and growing up watching Hannah Montana. Oh my God, Hannah Montana, and then the reality hit that Hannah Montana grew up and she saw this.
There's a rebellious side.
This thing that's become Hannah Montana, and it sent her into a culture shock because unfortunately my brother tried to keep his daughter hidden, keep his daughter sheltered a little bit from that, which I couldn't understand because growing up the way we grew up, even though he's an ordained minister, we had free reign. Good grief. He's an ordained minister. I was a DJ in the 6th grade, okay? I was doing house parties and things, going up and down the road, so we know we have that same, we grew up in the same house, so we have the same culture, but it was kind of a shock to her when she saw what Miley Cyrus turned into, and she was like, Dad, the first thing, when she realized who it was one night, she was like, that's Hannah Montana. That's Hannah Montana, and it shocked. Right, it shocked her into reality that guess what? What was is not what you thought it was. This was the image that Disney painted. Here's what she really is.
Well, but let's go back. Let's back up just a second because I don't want to make it sound like I'm only slamming on women because you talked about how women are creatures of image. And how they project themselves. So
we are victims of society's.
Well, I'm so hesitant to call you guys victims.
No, I don't want to say victims, but we're the result of society's focus on body image and what somebody at some magazine thinks we should look like.
Would you agree with me at this point? And I'll slam on guys here for a little bit. I'm as guilty as the rest of us, so I can totally say whatever the fuck I want to, and you guys can suck a dick if you don't like it. Would you agree that men have gone the exact opposite way? So women have become more in tune to their appearance. They care more about what they look like, more about how they project themselves. And guys have gone the exact opposite way, which is like, it doesn't matter. I don't need to try as hard. I don't need to worry as much. I don't need to do as much because it's not going to matter in the end of things anyway.
Yes and no. I would agree with that to an extent of, I think there's a very piss poor double standard. It's okay for somebody as a man to sit back and look the way they do and not make any effort whatsoever. And society isn't going to say a whole lot about it. But let me tell you, a man is the first one to step up and go, your ass is getting too fat and you're not dressed appropriately. You don't look pretty enough. You're too pale. You're too old. Now, when I say I'm a victim of it, I have had club owners tell me, your body image is not what we want on stage anymore for our shows. You need to fix it.
Wow.
Now I'm 43
I'd be
years
kicking
old.
somebody in the balls if I were you.
Well, but that's just what we don't accept anybody for just who they are anymore.
But you do work in a very plastic industry in the
It is a
sense that
very
you're
plastic
DJing and
industry.
appearance is everything.
But when you have that's the focus. Everybody's expected to be this big around. Because that's natural. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
Look at Marilyn Monroe. She was
Oh, she
considered
was
a
a beautiful
queen.
woman.
I mean, everybody looked at her. I saw an image the other day where
Yep.
it was Marilyn Monroe laid out. When I look at her, and
She was Marilyn Monroe was not a small woman.
No. But
Size
here's the
13 or
thing.
something?
Yeah. Okay. That's my size. And when I look at that, and I saw this picture of her, she was laid out in a bikini. She had a stomach that looked like mine, and her body resembled mine, quite frankly.
Right.
And I look at that and I think to myself, that was considered absolutely stunning.
Right.
Men pined over her.
Right.
And now I'm looked at and frowned upon as being fat. So
Well,
yeah.
only in certain societies,
So
babe, because I
women-
promise you in our society,
Well.
you are not considered fat.
brothers love
well,
me.
you are considered fat, but it's a whole different type of fat. It's
But-
called PHAT.
Well, thank you.
Pretty
Dan.
hot and
You're
tempting.
a doll.
I'm just saying.
But one of the things that you see is, I mean, you do see women that think that their body image is so important that if they dress a little bit to show their boobs off a little bit more, men are going to like them because maybe they're self-conscious about something else. Maybe it's to take the focus off their nose. I saw a girl that came down, I kid you not, at South Kitsap High School the other day. I was absolutely appalled that somebody in the administration in that office did not do anything about the fact that she was pretty much wearing a little
Nothing.
Desiree, help me out here. You would put it under a skirt to make it kind of fluffy, and it's made of tulle. Like I don't want to say a tutu. It's
A tool.
No, I.
No, I know what you're talking
You
about.
know what I'm talking about,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
So she
It
was
is like a
wearing
tutu.
that with a pair of boy shorts and a crop top. This girl was overweight.
Mm-hmm.
It was not appropriate school attire.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what she felt looked good on her that day. And that is really sad because then you have kids sitting back going, oh, ooh, you must be a slut because you wear that. I know,
Right.
because in high school I was called a slut for wearing a miniskirt. I was the girl from California
Mm-hmm.
when I wasn't. But that's how we've taken it. We've taken it to body image. And I was considered not very cute in school. So I dressed in a way that was inappropriate. I look back on it now when I was trying to get attention from how my mom had been dressing me at a time. And do not take offense to this, mother.
Uh-oh. Is she listening
But
tonight?
I don't know if she is or not. But
Make me a
my
sandwich.
mother dressed me a certain way and liked me dressed a certain way. She dressed me how she wanted to dress. And for me, it didn't look good. And I look at it and I go back and I dressed inappropriately when I think about it, trying to show more to compensate for something that I didn't feel that I was. I didn't feel attractive. But that's because society and the images that are portrayed make you feel that way. So,
Well, listen, I just
but men have a double standard.
men do have a double standard,
do.
but
It's okay.
I'll tell you right now. I'll tell you right now.
My mom said petticoat, so yes, my mother is listening.
Hello, is your hot friend still listening too?
I don't know if she's listening or not.
Here's the issues that women do. Here's what I hate that women do. Okay, because I don't think men do this. Now I could be wrong. So if you think I'm wrong, tell me. Trojo, you're a man, so tell me if you did this when you got into a relationship.
I'm a
with-
man. Oh yeah.
I believe so. Well, you're a black man, which at least is half a man. I'm just kidding.
wow,
I'm just
really?
kidding. By the way, you know, never mind. Okay, so
Right.
here's what women do that just bugs the shit out of me, right? So you meet a girl in the beginning, okay?
They dump you.
No. They don't even go on a second date with me.
Right.
So you meet a girl in the beginning. By the way, check your page. I've come up with a whole bunch of movie titles how to describe the Dallas Cowboys,
Of course. you
including Octopussy, a series of unfortunate events, and Men Who Stare at Goats, and The Crying Game. Anyway,
Or
so
it could just be Crybaby.
Crybaby, that's a good one.
I'm sorry.
Whatever. Hey, I put it there for a reason. I just wanted to see how many people was good. What movie titles would describe Dallas in your mind? You know, it don't bother me. You
No
know?
Country for Old Men. Somebody just posted.
Right.
Kaja Falls.
But listen, here's what women do. In the beginning, you meet them. Okay, they dress a certain way. They do makeup. They do their hair. They care about what they look like. That's how they present themselves to the man. They're like a peacock with the feathers out, all preening, right? And then as soon as you get into a relationship, what happens?
You get more comfortable.
It
I'm
all
totally
edges,
guilty
it
of
all
this.
ebbs away. She stops doing her hair. She stops wearing the nice clothes. She stops worrying about what she looks like with you. She stops putting on makeup. You're coming home from work, and she's all sprawled on the couch, eating her fucking bonbons in sweats, needing to take a shower, and that's what it turns into. And I don't feel like men do that.
Oh, men do that.
Do they?
Men peacock
Because-
all the
And Marcy
time.
is still listening.
Because I'm
But yes,
kind of,
men do
and maybe
that.
this is why I don't get dates because I don't peacock.
I don't know what peacocking is. What the hell's peacock?
Peacocking is when you really show yourself as a desirable partner in the beginning by doing more, and then later you don't do it. So
Oh, no.
maybe you're not shaving every day, or you're not wearing the nice clothes every day, or you're not putting on
Well,
the
I guess I
aftershave
must
or
have not been
whatever.
peacocking because I do the same thing. Maybe that's the problem. I do the same things.
Well,
things.
I think
But
guys
the
do.
wrong person will never give you what you want, but they will make sure.
Peacocking
They
is
get what
the
they want
action or
from you.
actions exhibited in the beginning stages of courting, as actions are typically only temporary and exist during the chase of a mate, much like a male peacock displaying his fruitful colors of his feathers to capture the attention of a mate.
Yeah.
And I do think that men tend to do this as well because I'll
They
tell you
do.
what, they'll be the first ones to call their wife fat, but their beer gut is okay. And that I have a problem with.
Wait, hey, if they
I-
had
Well,
the
wait
beer
a
gut in
second.
the
Well, wait.
beginning.
Who said that?
the men will definitely tell their wife they're overweight and not looking good, but they will do nothing to change their appearance as well.
Who said that? Or
She's saying that now.
I'm saying
Oh, you're
that.
saying
I'm
that.
saying that, but
Okay,
actually,
but here's the
Marcy
problem.
disagreed with me.
But here's the problem. Did the man have the beer gut when you met?
no,
Does the man look about the same as you did? I mean, have you let yourself go way past the point where the man has let himself go? Listen, part of this. Look, women, you need to stop being so sensitive. Okay, because part of it is you would want your man to be honest with you, right?
I do
you know
want
what?
my man to be honest
I'm not
with me.
feeling as attracted to you as I was when we met because you used to weigh about 140, 150 pounds, and now you weigh 290, and you can't keep your face out of the ice cream tub.
I'm sorry. I had 4 kids. My thyroid doesn't work. And sometimes you treat me like shit, and ice cream's the only thing that keeps me from killing your sorry
Your thyroid
ass.
doesn't work. Did you have Graves' disease?
I actually have Hashimoto's.
They thought I had Hashimoto's.
So
but
I
it turned
do.
out I had
I've
Graves'.
actually, in the last few weeks, have undergone or had the blood work and stuff done, and it did come back recently that I do have Hashimoto's,
You know,
as well
I had
as
Graves.
possibly a gluten insensitivity. But
Oh my God.
Insensitivity.
I know. I just feel bad for you.
But also, it is harder. I don't always have time to go to the gym. I'm running 4 kids around. My mom said goodnight, by the way. I'm running 4 kids around. I have to make sure that I'm cleaning the house. I'm preparing for a move while my man works full time. I'm doing things. I take care of a lot of things. It's not always
hold
easy
on.
for me to
And
do
I'm
that.
not in any way
I don't
suggesting
always
that.
put makeup on every day because I don't like to wear makeup.
And
every day.
I'm not suggesting that though, but let me okay. So let's say you put on 100 pounds since you met the guy. You want the guy to come back to you and say, "Hey, you know what? This isn't working sexually for me anymore, or attractive wise anymore." Wouldn't you rather him tell you that? I mean, it doesn't have to be he's being a jerk. It could be I'm communicating with you how I feel. A part of the problem that women do is that a man communicates in the best way we know how to, and women take
I
it like
agree with that.
women take it like it's a personal affront. Like a guy will say, you put on a lot of weight, okay, and the woman takes it like, holy crap, he doesn't love me anymore. He's calling me fat. When in reality, he's saying in the best way that is in his stupid man way, I'm worried about your health. I'm not attracted to you like this. I'm having whatever it is. There's more to it. I don't believe any man
but the
says to the
problem-
woman he loves, "Hey, you fat slob, lose some weight." I think there's always love behind it, even if he doesn't know how to phrase it the right way.
I was in a relationship prior to my marriage where I did have a boyfriend that continuously told me my ass was getting too big, and I was only 19 at the time, and I was a size 4.
How long did
How
you
could
date him?
anybody ever
How
tell
long
you-
I
did
was
you
with
date
him for a
him?
couple years.
A couple years. Now, ask yourself this question:
It
why did you
didn't-
do that?
That's why I left him.
But why did it take you a couple of years?
He didn't start that until a couple years in. And
Okay.
as soon as he started that,
You-
Then you were out, so it
Then I
wasn't
was
like an
out.
ongoing thing.
no, because like I said, the other thing is we're taught as girls not to. I don't want to say be loose. we shouldn't be. But in the same token, you want to love somebody, you want to be loved back.
Did you say token, Georgia? Des, do you have a comment? You had the mic up to your mouth like you want to say something. You've been very quiet as a woman during this entire conversation.
It's my fault.
No, I agree with Don.
Do you?
Yeah.
It's a shame.
We do.
Listen, I'm not knocking women.
No, we are taught to have this idealistic view of what we're supposed to be for a man.
Exactly.
And it's not like it's to ourselves.
And
I
not
feel.
not every man comes to you and says, "Look, I'm not feeling that attracted to you
Yeah.
anymore. I don't want to have sex with you." Because I'll tell you what, if we came to you and said that, what is your resolve going to be? Most men will just say, "Well, you know what? I'm happy being fat, and I'm just going to beat off. So good luck."
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of the way it's going to be. But I expect you to go on a diet and take care of yourself and make sure that you look good. Now, as you fall in love and you get into a relationship, you're bound and determined as a man to see me without my makeup. And if you can't deal with me without makeup, and I like to fart, so
Do you really?
I
Do
do.
you?
I can.
You rip it.
I,
You go to Applebee's and just start
I-
ripping at Applebee's and then blame him.
you want to hear the best story ever?
Tell me the best story. Tell me the best story ever.
Ooh, ouch.
Oh, I love to hear this.
You are going to laugh yourself silly. So I dated this guy that was, he was significantly older than me, but he was also, if a man could be a prude, he was kind of a prude in a sense. And he was also shorter than me. So, but he's kind of quiet and very stern, but he was, like I said, significantly older than me, 10 years older than me. So I say significant. But anyway, so we're over at IKEA one day.
I love
hate IKEA.
I don't like IKEA.
I
at
hate
all.
IKEA.
That was
I
the
love
only time
IKEA.
I've ever been to IKEA, and I've never been back. But we stopped at Napa on the way back home. And while we were in Napa, it's him and I, 2 other male customers, and 2 males working behind the counter. And we're kind of standing off to ourselves.
You let it rip, didn't you?
I farted as loud as I could, and I went, "Damn it, Rick! I've told you not to do that."
Wow.
And I walked away, and I kid you not, I left him standing there. I'm just looking at me
That is so
like,
bad.
He didn't know what to say.
That is horrible.
He was absolutely mortified that I
Oh
would
my
do that
God.
to him. Now, ask me who taught me that. My dad.
You're dead. Listen, okay, I want to ask one other question really quick. We won't spend a lot of time on this, but it is it is a thought I've had lately. And I don't bring up conversations like this when Paul's here because Paul will call me gay, and that's fine. I'm sure Strip will too because it's Strip, and I know Strip. Here's my question about relationships. Because, as we all know, K-Dog, inconsequentially single, will be single for the rest of time. Honestly,
You don't know
let's just
that.
be honest. K-Dog will be single forever. Okay. Now, but here's my question: Why within a relationship do people jump into bed so quick in the relationships now? Because it doesn't seem like that it was like that. You're about the same age I am.
Same age.
As we grew up, and Tro, you probably the same way. Although Des, you know, in her day and age, people were fucking on the balcony when they were 12.
No, that wasn't. That's younger than me.
Huh?
That's younger than me.
Younger than you? Okay. When we were growing up, it was you wait. You wait till you're married, or you wait till it's serious. It's not, and I almost feel like I feel weird as the guy to say this, okay? But any woman that I've been in a relationship with, and I'm not innocent. It's not like I was kicking and screaming, "No, don't fuck me." But it's like within 2 or 3 dates, it's expected that you're gonna fuck. Within 2 or 3 dates, maybe
By the
4.
guy or the girl?
By the girl too. The women are the
Both of them
exact same
start
way.
thinking that.
Listen, the longest term relation, the most serious long term relationship I've had in the last 10 years was with my daughter's mom.
You said you're not supposed to. It's expected to have sex by at least the third date, right?
Give or take, yeah.
At least the third date. So I meet this girl. We go on a breakfast date, a lunch date, and a dinner date. Does that mean we fucking after dinner? That's all in one day.
Probably. No, but listen, and I'm not knocking people for it. I guess I just don't understand the dynamic. The most serious relationship I had was with my daughter's mom. Our second date, she took me upstairs to her room on our second date. I didn't.
you
I
complain
didn't.
at that moment
No,
in
no.
time?
And I'm not suggesting that because I'm a man and I think with my penis first. She's like, "Would you like to come to my room?" And suddenly I'm led by my crotch as I walk around the house. But no, and I'm not knocking it. I'm just curious where things changed.
Giggity.
I'm just curious why it went from when we were growing up. You waited until it was serious, or maybe until you got married, and blah blah blah. And now everybody wants to fuck in the first 2 or 3 dates.
Because we do not, as a society, have a moral compass anymore, and we do not value marriage under the same. We do not view it at the same status that it was years ago when our grandparents married and whatnot, and married for love and waited. And now we are a society of everything is sex based. Look at everything is sex based, hormone driven. By the time we're dating,
I would have loved my brother to be in on this conversation right now because him and his wife just celebrated their 25th marriage anniversary, and
Congratulations.
And clearly they've been together a lot longer. They've been married 25 years. I think they was together for like maybe 5 years before they got married. In that 5-year time, and that they met while they was in college. All right, they graduated together. They grew together. But you know what? The amazing thing that he told me that I didn't even know. And he recently just told me that in the 5 years that they were together, not one time, they never had sex till they got married.
And that's okay.
5 years.
No, it's totally. In fact, I think it's really
Right.
cool.
We do not. We
I
do
mean,
not.
no. I didn't knock him on it. I didn't knock him on it at all. I'm just only thing I told him is, I'm glad the sex was good when you got it.
as a
That's
society, though,
5
we don't
years.
view relationships in a faith-like manner, which I'm
Right.
sure that's where it came from with your
Right,
brother.
absolutely.
My daughter has a shirt that I was absolutely appalled when I saw a picture of her wearing it at a camp, allowed by her stepmother, the youth pastor, to buy, that said, "Virginity rocks." or whoever allowed her to buy it. Okay. I, for one, do not believe my daughter needs to advertise her sexuality or her
Yeah, she's a virgin.
sexual
Hold
status.
on.
Good for her.
I see that the exact
I
opposite
see
way.
that the opposite way.
I
see her
have a
saying,
problem
I have
with it.
enough respect for my body. I'm a virgin. I'm proud of it, and you're not going to
And
fucking
that's
change
great.
it.
But my daughter at the time was 13.
Oh, yeah, that's
Okay,
So
yeah.
that's
Alright,
not cool.
yeah,
Okay, so
whoa.
she's 13 at the time. So that's not cool. Okay, but the fact that's why I
Would
said
it be creepy
early when
if
we
I
were
wore a shirt that
discussing-
said virginity rocks? Would that be
Yeah,
creepy?
right. No, that's why when we were having that discussion earlier about campus rape and stuff, that's why I knew when I said my daughter will take it very seriously. I think that we've taken faith out of building relationships, and I'm not saying that
Yes.
everything has to be faith-based, but when you look at it, and I look at how things are, and even in relationships, I know that not every faith-based relationship that has started off with the values that you're taught in church and you know what the values should be. Not every relationship lasts, as I've watched pastors go through divorces, and I've watched people that are very faith-driven go through
Sure.
hard times. But I think that is one of the things that is missing out of society because we are such a sexually driven
Yes.
society.
Well, and I'm not in any way suggesting you wait till you're married. Again, that's a personal choice you're going to make. I just and with okay, like with Des and her age group, I think it's more likely you're going to have these casual sexual encounters at that age because you're not thinking as much about ramifications and 10 years down the road. I'm not saying you specifically, Des. I just mean that age group. But I mean even people our age, Don,
Oh yeah.
that are like, second or third date, I'm gonna come back to my house and fuck like bunnies. I don't understand when it changed. I don't understand when
Because
it completely went to hell.
But where's Strip? He should be in this
He should
conversation.
be.
I can actually
holy
tell
cow.
you,
And for
women our
me-
age,
For me, and this is the God's honest truth from a dick guy. Okay, if I'm kind of into you
A what
and
guy?
a dick, I'm a dick, and I'm a
Okay.
guy, so I'm a. Yeah, I shouldn't say dick guy.
I'm going to call you out on something. in
from a
minute.
guy who's a dick. How's
I
that?
am going to absolutely call you out on something in a second.
Okay.
But I'm going to answer your question.
I
about
wanted you to
women our
hear
age.
yourself.
From a guy who's a dick. If I'm into you, it's a second or third date, I think you're hot, things are getting heavy, I'm going to fuck the shit out of you. And then I'm going to have zero respect for you afterwards. And it's wrong, and it's hypocritical, and it's bad, and it's all this other stuff. But it's how guys' brains work. You fucked me on the second date. How many other guys are
But
you
do
fucking on the
make us-
second date?
You make us think that it's okay and that that's a cool thing. And then a lot of women think that's how they're going to keep somebody that they may take a serious interest in.
And that's why women
And
need to
that's the
have
part
more.
that absolutely sucks because then I have to sit back and remind all my single girlfriends, don't fuck. Just
don't do
I
it.
am sorry. You need to go buy a toy and kick him out of your house as soon as you possibly can after your date is over.
Do not, and again, I can't believe I'm saying this. If this gets used against me later, if some girl I eventually date is listening to the show right now, I never said this. But it's almost a better idea to wait.
Yeah, because
I mean,
then if
literally,
the sex
because
is bad.
well, not even that. But listen, men will respect you more if you wait, because that means you have enough self-respect to not have to give it up right away. 2, men will remain more interested in you because you made them wait, because there's the whole chase factor. And 3, it gets rid of that doubt. Well, if she slept with me on the second date, how many other guys has she had a second date with? This girl's a whore.
But a lot
and
of
the
women
guy
don't
never looks at
realize
himself, and the guy never looks at himself and says, "How many girls have I fucked on the second date? I must be a whore."
Exactly.
Guys never look at that, but they look at the girl and they go, "Oh, well, she fucked me on the second date. She must be a whore."
It's
Now
a
you're going
double-
to call
it's
me
a
out
double
on something.
standard.
You're
It's a
going to call
double
me out
standard.
on something.
Look, with as much as you talk about relationships and women and things that you
I am
say,
not gay. Stop it.
I am not going to call you gay.
Okay,
So just
Paul-
sit yourself back
Paul would do
and
that.
hold on to your panties.
Paul would do that.
No.
You're gay.
Here's the thing. You call yourself a dick guy.
No, a
And
guy
you
who's a
say
dick.
anything-
No, you should clarify that.
Yeah,
A guy who's a dick.
You did say you was a dick guy.
You did say you were
Yeah.
but
You're what?
you say a lot of things with regards to relationships, a lot of things that come off chauvinistically. And I tend to think this about K-Dog.
Oh no! Wait.
First
Oh,
off,
do we
I-
have theme music for this?
I know, right? First off,
3 minutes.
I know that outside of things, K-Dog's a very nice guy. He's a very faith-driven individual that very much cares about his faith. Not religion, but about his faith, okay? And I firmly believe that Kevin would be the type of guy that is going to like somebody for who they are. Yes, you like
Trickiness.
beauty,
Mm-hmm.
but I think that you are actually the type of guy that you probably really do search for things a little bit deeper than what's on the outside, okay? And I also think that as a guy, you probably tend to be, you're going to be a guy that in a relationship really wants to have kind of an old-fashioned relationship. But I think you're going to be a fair individual. And I think with as shitty as you talk about women sometimes, it's only to hide the fact that you are one of the guys that's really decent. But
Well,
I know
don't
you
tell a
outside of
soul.
here.
Don't tell a person that.
Okay. But you come off as being kind of you come off as a total cockbag.
You're making up words as we go.
Now, that
right?
is a
You're-
Tracy Heard word. And
All right.
it's one we made up a couple years ago.
Cock bag.
A cock bag.
All right, listen. Before we wrap this, we'll continue this next week. We do the show again next week. We'll continue this. I thought we haven't done the funniest 5 minutes in radio in a while,
No,
But I
we've
thought-
been doing 2.
but I thought, well, it's going to be like one and a half now. I came across the 20 funniest porn titles,
Oh, geez.
and I thought I would share some of these. Now, if my favorite is not in here, I'll add that at the end. But so these are some of the funniest porn titles. So one is Tiger's Wood. One is Kara Loft Womb Raider.
Yeah, room rated.
Womb Raider. Edward Penis Hands. Hustler, The Whores Have Eyes. IR4 in Rearendance Day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Asablanca.
Casablanca.
Asablanca. Ass Ventura Crack Detective.
Jeremy has seen all of these.
Not all.
Twin Cheeks.
I have seen that one.
Bitanic. Shows a girl with 2 guys. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
On Golden Blonde. Oh, that's horrible.
Oh, God.
I can't even read this. Cliffbanger.
Cliffbanger. That was another one that I know that I saw a preview of. It was called Top Guns.
Yeah. Goodwill Humping.
We'll
Goodwill Humping. Beverly Hills 9021 Ho. The Poonies.
Wow.
The Poonies. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Balls.
There's also a hairy twatter out there.
Wow.
You've seen that one, haven't you?
No. I just know there is.
Poca Hot Ass. Instead of Pocahontas. Poca Hot Ass. Pulp Friction.
Yeah, that was bait.
Shaving Ryan's Privates. That's clearly a gay one. Number 2, Jurassic Pork. And
That just sound wrong.
their number 1 is Throbbing Hood, Prince of Beeves. Now, my personal favorite porn title, when I lived in Anacortes many, many years ago, I had an apartment that was above the only porn store in town. And they actually had a movie in there called Sex Trek, The Next Penetration. And I thought that was pretty awesome. So that was good. All right, let's wrap the show. Strip, anything you want to say? You've been oddly quiet tonight. Are you feeling okay? Can you say hello on the microphone, everybody? Just say hello. Just say hi.
Just say bye.
Just say goodnight.
We
Whatever.
love you, Caleb.
We do love him. Clitty, clitty, bang, bang.
That's a good one.
Wow.
Cleety, bang, bang.
All right. Driving into Miss Daisy? Okay. Des, anything you want to say as we wrap the show for tonight? Oh, hey, 253-617-1440. You have 120 seconds to call now if you want to win whatever the prize is if you know the word of the night. You
Or
have
you can just do
120
it till
seconds.
next
Go.
Sunday still.
Nah, go. Go, because I don't know if you'll be here next Sunday.
You won't be here?
I don't know if you'll be here next Sunday.
No, I'll be here.
Yeah? Okay, we'll see. So anything you want to say before we wrap this?
No.
Nothing?
No.
Nothing? Are we going to get freaky on the way home in the car?
No. No.
You
All
know,
right.
all Charlie's anals on her. I'm looking at his computer screen.
Schindler's Fist.
Oh, that's just wrong.
Tro, anything you want to say, buddy?
After that, no.
Schindler's
Mm-mm.
Fist.
Schindler's
Schindler's
Fist.
Fist.
Mm.
Schindler's Fist.
I think we just hit rock bottom on that one.
Oh my
No,
God.
there's actually
All
even
right,
more.
no,
rock
there's
bottom.
some more on there.
Do you know that?
Kindergarten cock.
Black Hawk Down.
Could you just say black cock down?
Wait a second. Wait, hold on. Kindergarten cock. There is no way that
No.
is.
It's
No.
on your list.
No.
That's where I read it
Hold
from.
on. I'm saying it's on the list, but there's no way that's legal in this country.
Right.
The legend of Teabagger Vance.
Wow.
All right, Dawn, anything you want to say as we wrap the show?
No, actually, I just want to say congratulations to the class of 2014.
Pound
This
puppies.
is a big week.
Okay.
A big week for them, and I couldn't be more proud of many of these students in the area. who
White
have
men
managed to
can't
get through.
hump.
I love how you're being serious over there and then
I
you're still
was,
reading
Sorry.
but
these.
he's still reading shit.
So congratulations to the class of 14.
Yeah, class of 14.
Anything
They're
else
all
you wanna say?
graduating this week, so that's it.
Rumble Force.
Oh, I do have something to say.
By the way, all of these movies are learning curriculum at the Bindi Myers Felching School for Girls. Des, quick, hurry. We got to wrap this.
Oh, now okay, wait. So
Hurry up.
my last day on the show in person will be July 6th.
Your last day on the show is July 6th.
Coming
Yes.
so close.
You're not leaving. All right. On behalf of all of us at the show, thanks for listening. We'll be back again next week. Strip, great job running the boards. Although you're really quiet tonight, I'm a little worried about you. Tell your woman to put out to make it all feel better. Right? And no arguments. All right, that'll wrap up the show. We'll see you guys again next week at 7 p.m. for more of the Outlaw Radio Network and then the last call. On behalf of Don, Tro, Des, Strip, and St. Paul, the voice of Sailor Poon. Good night, bitches.